Hello and God bless. Today I'm talking about the Nintendo Switch. I know you already got my reaction. This is gonna be my thoughts on it and what I think about it as a whole, and do I think Nintendo is going in the right direction. I know I kind of explained at the end of the video, but I want to go into more in-depth detail about the whole Switch and what I think about it and give you guys my in-depth feeling. So pretty much what we know about the Nintendo Switch is that it comes with two detachable controllers, like most of the rumors were saying, and that it has a controller base to fit those detachable controllers onto for when you're playing it, for when you don't want to play it on the go. So pretty much say when you want to play it at home and dock it to the docking station, you can actually dock the docking station, put the two detachable controllers on the controller for the Switch, and then pretty much play it that way from your TV. Also, they will be releasing, which doesn't surprise me, Nintendo's done it all the way back, starting with the Wii, a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So there will be a Pro controller. Now, what's kind of wrong in my reaction video, because I wasn't really looking at the controller, I said both the analog sticks were at the bottom, where actually analog sticks are more like an Xbox analog stick, where one is up at the top and the other one is up at the bottom. And somebody pointed out how they thought the D-pad was up at the top, where it was at the top. I don't think that's the D-pad. I think that's the plus and minus button, pretty much the select and start button. So yeah, I think the D-pad is actually below the analog stick on the left side. So I'm okay with that. And it also just confirms back in a rumor a while back that that Nintendo will be ditching a traditional D-pad for their traditional D-pad they've had ever since their first console, for a D-pad with more spread out buttons. Which, if you look at the controller, the D-pad has spread out buttons. So yeah. Then we also know that the confirmed games coming to the Switch right now is Dragon Quest X, Dragon Quest XI, a new Mario Kart. We don't know if that's a Mario Kart 8 remaster or just a brand new Mario Kart period. So I'm leaning more towards a brand new Mario Kart period, because it has new characters that weren't in Mario Kart 8. And if you look at the items in the trailer, someone pointed out, and I looked at it, there's actually two items you can use as opposed to one. So it very much could be a brand new Mario Kart, or a Mario Kart 8 expansion, HD remaster remix with new features. Who knows? But I'm really hoping it's a brand new Mario Kart. Now like I said, we know Mario Kart Skyrim, which shocks me, but yes, that was Skyrim. It's been confirmed that game was Skyrim. So that's the Skyrim remaster, Breath of the Wild, and last but not least, a new Mario game. So those are the games we know right now. Also, Game Freak is working on a game for it, but we don't know if that will be at launch. So Game Freak working on a game for the Nintendo Switch. So that's all the games we know confirmed right now. Also, the Switch will be able to run games at 720p, 60 frames per second on the screen on the controller. Now, when you dock it to the docking station, you actually play those games at 1080p, 60 frames per second on the TV screen. So even still, that's better than the current PS4 and Xbox One. Sure, it's not by much, but it's still better than them. And I was having a whole debate with somebody on Facebook, and they were saying how they need a more powerful system. They need to be way more powerful than the Xbox One and PS4, because Nintendo will essentially be behind, and they won't get any of the third. Even though they are getting the third party support, he's saying they're not going to get any of the third party support, and yada yada yada. I'm like, dude, they got Skyrim. Square Enix confirmed they're making games for them. Ubisoft's confirmed they're making games for them. A lot of companies have confirmed they're making games for the Switch. So, really, where are you getting this? Where are you getting this information? I need a more powerful system or to get those games. I even pointed out to him that it wasn't until the Wii generation that Nintendo was essentially behind the curve on power. They had the most powerful console back all the way up to the GameCube. And let me tell you, all those systems Nintendo had were phenomenal, but the GameCube wasn't. I'll tell you right now, the GameCube wasn't the top #1 selling console. It was the PS2, which was way less powerful than the GameCube. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You don't need power to sell your console. You don't need power to sell your console. Even still, if they would have made it as powerful as the PS4 Pro and Xbox One Scorpio, they don't need that power. All those systems all I see the Xbox One Scorpio and PS4 Pro as is 4K systems. And I'm getting a PS4 Pro because I'm not super attached to 4K, but I like it and it's nice. But I don't need it to play my games. I can play them just fine on regular 1080p 60 frames per second. I don't need 4K. And even still, the PS4 Pro can't even run really native 4K. It can't even run native 4K. It's running upscaled 4K. I'm pretty sure the Xbox One Scorpio can run native 4K, but even still, none until the Xbox One Scorpio or Nintendo Switch, not many games can run at 60 FPS. So really, I want something just with 60 FPS. I care less about 4K. Give me 60 FPS. 60 FPS is something we had back then with the GameCube. Sure, it wasn't HD, but we had 60 FPS. Why can't we get 60 FPS with these newer consoles? That's all I'm asking. 60 FPS HD. 60 FPS HD. I could care less about the 4K. I don't need 4K. And that's what he was trying to get to the point was that Nintendo needs a powerful system in order to have 4K and stuff like that. It's like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. They don't need a powerful system. Nintendo's never been about power. They've never been about power. Even with the GameCube, they weren't trying to have power. They cared more about making games. Games for people to play. A platform to have around the family center and stuff like that. To have people play together. And pretty much he was going on to say, well, I want power and I want power. I want power. Well, go strike your power boner. Go strike your power boner. And I believe he said he might even be a PC. Might even be a PC gamer. It's like, no wonder why you're like that. You're a PC elitist. I mean, I like PC, but I'm not a PC elitist. PC elitists are the worst type of gamers. They get off of power boners, of having everything more powerful. So I'm trying to diverge on that rant. But yes, the NX, it can run games, like I said, 720p, 720p 60 FPS on the screen. Now the screen is as big as the gamepad screen, so it's not much bigger than the gamepad screen, but they also did say the screen has touch controls. So yeah, the screen will have similar touch controls to the Wii U and 3DS, and you'll be able to use touch controls to play games that way with the touchscreen. Now, one thing they didn't say, whether it will be backwards compatible with any of Nintendo's consoles, which is highly unlikely it will be backwards compatible with either 3DS or Wii U. I mean, I highly doubt it will be backwards compatible with the Wii U, which is another complaint I see people complaining about is the backwards compatibility. It's like, guys, you should be used to this. Really, most of the new consoles nowadays aren't backwards compatible. PS4 wasn't backwards compatible with PS3. PS3 after its first year wasn't backwards compatible with PS2, and Nintendo consoles up until the Wii weren't backwards compatible with each other at all. So Nintendo's never had backwards compatibility until the Wii. That was only two generations. If you want to count three generations, but I count it as two because the Wii was backwards compatible with the GameCube and the Wii U was backwards compatible with the Wii. So they didn't have only have backwards compatible for 2 generations of their home consoles. Now I'm not talking about handheld consoles. I meant in handheld they've had a lot more backwards compatibility. But I'm just talking about home consoles. Their home console was this console is considered a home console with portable capabilities. None of their home consoles, except for the last 2 generations, have had backwards compatibility. So, really, what are you guys complaining about? You guys need to shut up. Nintendo's never really been about backwards compatibility. They're trying to ditch that brand of the Wii. They even said it. You guys should have been expecting this. They even said it a while back last year when the new president took over that they were ditching the Wii generation. They were ditching everything to do with the Wii. So, I don't get what you guys were shocked about. That came out of Nintendo's mouth. That wasn't a rumor. That came out of Nintendo's mouth themselves from a Wall Street Times journal. So really, what are you guys complaining about? We knew this was coming. So don't act like, oh, well, no, it's not backwards compatibility. I'm pissed. Stop being pissed, people. Stop being pissed. Be happy. Be happy they're trying to go in the right direction. This is the right direction. So yeah, no backwards compatibility. Pretty much, like I said, that's what the games would run at. And I believe they didn't say what the handhelds would run at, and then they didn't say what was the chipset. But I'm guessing it's most likely NVIDIA doing the chipset, which I'm really happy about because NVIDIA does really good products. So yeah, NVIDIA's doing the chipset for I'm about to say the NX, the Switch. They're doing the chipset for the Switch. So yeah, the Switch will have all those features, all those games, and that it will. We don't know a price point for it yet or the actual release date in March. All we know is that it's coming out March 2017, and we don't know the price yet. So Nintendo did say they will release. They will announce the price and actual full release date at a later date. So most likely, I'm guessing before the end of the year. I'm guessing now that we got the official reveal out of the way, they'll probably announce it in a direct in the next coming weeks. I give it another week or 2 weeks. They'll announce the full details on all the launch games and everything like that. Pretty much this was just to unveil it. They're probably going to fully announce everything else, like I said, in the next week or 2 weeks to do with the Switch, and actually go into detail about all the launch titles and stuff like that. So yeah, it's already been confirmed. The people that already are confirmed to be on par with the Switch to be making games is Square Enix. They said they're bringing over a lot of their key titles to the Switch, which includes both the Final Fantasy series and a lot of their other key titles. Ubisoft said they're bringing over a lot of their key titles to the Switch, which just doesn't include Just Dance. They said they're bringing over some other key titles. Said they're bringing over. It's been confirmed Bethesda is working on Skyrim Remaster for the Switch, so Bethesda is on par with the Switch. And we don't really know what other companies are on par, but I'm guessing eventually Bandai Namco is going to get on board, and same with a few other companies such as such as EA, Activision, and stuff like that. They're all going to get on par with the Switch. So yeah, this is good news. This is what we wanted with the Wii U. This is what we wanted with the Wii U, was these companies jumping on board Nintendo and actually making their games for the Nintendo platform, but not making a GIMP version of it. And they pretty much said the version of Skyrim we're getting on the Switch is not a GIMP version. It's not a version that pretty much is watered down compared to the PS4 and Xbox One version coming out next year. It's not a watered down port. It's the full same exact version as what's on those platforms, which is got me excited. That means, look, that was a problem with the Wii U. A lot of developers, when they developed their games for the Wii U, they had to water them down. They don't have to water them down this time. They can develop the full same version for those consoles on Nintendo Switch, which is a good thing. Once again, I tell you people, what is wrong with you people complaining about the Switch? I like it. I like this direction of it being a console that you can take on the go, a home console you can take on the go and play out while you're on the go, and pretty much detach controllers and play with friends. My brother brought up a key point that he doesn't like how small the screen, he doesn't like how small the screen is for playing with friends. I was like, Nintendo probably had to keep the price down for right now, because when you make a new console, it costs more to make at the beginning than it does throughout its lifespan. Because then when you make it throughout its lifespan, you start being able to make the parts easier and make it more cheaper. So yeah, that's why the reason they went with such a small screen like the gamepad screen, which still isn't small, but he said it isn't big enough for really people to play split screen on. I was like, yeah, but if that's your only complaint, there's really no problem, because still people are going to play it on that screen. I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's still possible. Sure. He said sure they'll probably come up with an XL version later on, which I'm pretty sure they will. Pretty sure they will revise it and come out with a XL version later on with a bigger screen and all that. Seeing that it is a portable, and they do. Well, it's a home console with portable function, so pretty sure with having that portable function, I'll probably make it to where it has a bigger screen eventually. But yeah, that's just for right now. And to tell you the truth, he said he wanted the screen to be as big as a laptop screen. Yeah, but that would kind of cost some more money. But yeah, also the screen on the Switch is developed by Samsung, which I love Samsung. I have a Samsung Galaxy S7, and let me tell you, their products are amazing. Samsung makes some amazing products, especially your screen displays. They're amazing. So Samsung did say they're making the screen display, and that the screen display would be made by them. So that gives me hope that maybe the screen display will have a really good, clear, crisp picture, and it won't lag at all and stuff like that, because Samsung products are known for lag. They're known for really crisp, clear stuff. The only bad product Samsung has had recently is the Note 7. And I believe because they rushed it out, but if they would have waited to the S8, they wouldn't have had a bad product like the Note 7. So Samsung makes some good products. So I'm happy Samsung is making the screen. So yeah, that's just all the details we know about the Switch. We know about the Nintendo Switch. I'm super excited for this console. Cannot wait for it to come out. This is a day one buy for me. As long as I get a job, it's a day one buy for me. It's a day one buy for me, because I've been waiting for Nintendo to make a console like this. This is the reason I was excited for the Wii U, because I thought it would be like this. This is what the Wii U should have been. If they would have came out with this back when the Wii U launched, they would have never had this bad console cycle they had now. They would have never had this bad console cycle they had now. They would have been on top. They would have been selling. They would have been really good. They would have been so high up there. And a lot of people are saying because they're behind a generation, well, they're actually not behind a generation. They're actually on par with this generation now, because they're actually not behind. They're on par with this generation. But because they're just now getting on par with this generation, doesn't know it's going to be behind in the next gen. I keep trying to tell people, look, the next gen probably is going to start for another couple years. It's honestly, I don't see it starting till 2022, 2021. The reason I don't see it start till 2022, 2021 is because for the main reason. Microsoft and Sony are releasing their second generation of the current gen consoles. They're releasing their 4K consoles, and that's going to extend this console cycle out a lot longer, because it's like essentially those consoles aren't really different from the current gen. They're not a completely new console. All they are is just simply those consoles went 4K gaming. So essentially, they're just 4K consoles. It's like, yeah, it's going to extend this console cycle out a lot longer, and really, we're not going to this cycle isn't going to end until 2021, 2022, which by then Nintendo will be ready to release the next console after the Switch. Because by then the Switch will be 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. The Switch will be 5 years old. And if we go to 2022, it'll be 6 years old. That's the lifespan Nintendo gives their consoles. It's a 5 to 6 year lifespan. By then, Nintendo will be ready to go from the Switch to the generation that they're on. So really, it won't be behind. Really, it won't be behind. They'll be still on par with Sony and Microsoft and their current gen. So really, I consider this Nintendo's second gen Wii U. I consider this Nintendo's second gen Wii U. I consider this Nintendo's true 8th gen console. I don't consider this a 9th gen console. I consider this Nintendo's true 8th gen console. This is Nintendo's true 8th gen console. Because the Wii U was just their sucky 8th gen console. It was a start to their 8th gen. The Wii U started their 8th gen, but it failed in their 8th gen. So the Wii U was like, oh, we're going to release a Wii U, sucked in 8th gen. Rest in peace, Wii U. Let's go to true 8th gen. So yeah, that's just, I'm just giving you guys the information. Nintendo, I like where the Switch is going. I like everything about it. I like that it's actually about to sell. I like that it's actually trying to actually make something different for Nintendo. So yeah, until the next Nintendo video, guys, or the next or the next whatever for Japanese gaming, I'll say peace out, and I'll catch you guys later. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel.